Hi, my beautiful friends. Hope you all are doing well. We've got Marie here with us today. And I just wanted to come on here and just kind of chat with you guys, maybe hang out a little bit, and everything. Because I've been going through, the last few days have been kind of rough, as you all may or may not know. You should know about by now. But we lost one of our pets. Our beloved snake Honey passed away unexpectedly, and that has been very, very emotionally taxing for me. And I think you guys probably noticed in the vlog from earlier, the last video that I did, the unboxing, that I sounded more like myself. And even in this video, I probably sound more like myself than I did the last few days, because I think I've kind of gotten to a point where it's like, obviously it's still very new. Life without one of our pets is still definitely very hard. Because every time I walk by where her cage, I keep calling it a cage, but I hate calling that because it's not a cage, it's an enclosure. But every time I walk by her enclosure and stuff, or where her enclosure would have been, it reminds me of the loss. And I know that getting to a point where I kind of get used to that is going to take time. It's not just going to be something that happens like overnight. But it still definitely is very, very tough. But today I'm doing a lot better. And I think in part of that is just because I have been giving I've been giving myself the chance to feel the emotions. And I think because I allowed myself to kind of feel those emotions the first couple days, and I allowed myself to feel the grief at a very, very high intensity, I think that it has made kind of the toughness of it not last as long. And everything, obviously, still grieving. The grieving process isn't straight. Never has been, probably never will be. But I have found that giving myself the grace in those moments to feel those emotions has made it easier. And on top of that, I have had 4 other pets to focus on. I've had, obviously still have our 4 cats to focus on. I still have other things to focus on. And I think a huge, huge part that has really helped in this whole process has been the fact that I have such supportive people around me. I have wonderful friends, wonderful family members, a wonderful husband. And my other pets have been a source of joy for me. My 4 cats have been a huge sense of joy for me. And I think what made today extra joyful for me was the fact that the 2 youngest that we have been trying to integrate into accepting each other and being around each other have finally integrated with each other. They are at a point now where we can actually leave them alone and we know things are going to be okay. They actually have been unsupervised pretty much all of today, and everything, and they've been fine, and everything has been great. And I'm really, really happy about that. I think, and plus I think another thing that's really been helping is I've had a lot of really good coping tools, which I think having those extra coping tools, that extra ability to cope with things, has also been very helpful. Because I have been using my stuffies to cope. I have been focusing on my inner child a lot lately. So I've been doing play food scenes with my play food. I have been dressing up my stuffies in cute dresses and everything, and I've been watching cartoons, and I've been doing a lot of things to basically help myself through all of this. Because obviously it's not just something that just kind of goes away. Obviously there's still, it's like whenever you lose a pet, or whenever you lose a family member, or whenever you lose anything precious in your life, any living being that's precious in your life, obviously you lose a part of yourself. A part of your heart goes with them. But the thing that's always been incredible to me, and even more so as I've gotten older, is our ability to be resilient, and our ability to move past a lot of that grief and a lot of that despair that I think we all feel when we lose something very close to us. And yes, family members for me also include pets. So it is hard. I will say though that I think the relationship that I had with my snake is very different than, like, for example, the relationship that I have with, like, my cats, with Sapphire, with Snickers, with Sammy, with Tiger even. It is a very different relationship. Having a relationship with a snake is very, very different. And so, I definitely grieve the loss of that relationship. But at the same time, I think there's also this part of it where it's like, because she was my first ever snake and everything, and I didn't have her for super long. I've only had her for about 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. So I haven't had her for very, very long. Which I think the longer you have a pet, the more devastating a loss is. It's still devastating no matter what. But I think the longer you have a pet, it is more devastating. Like, I know that when we lose, whenever our cats is going to pass, which is going to happen. Hopefully not for many, many, many years, because most of our cats are still fairly young. Sapphire is 10 years old. Snickers is turning 10. And then Sammy and Tiger are still young. They're like a year old and 2 years old, respectively. So it is very, very much a different relationship with my cats. Like, Sapphire is an emotional support animal for me. I have had her since 2015. So since 2015, she has been in my life. She has been through two major moves with me, stuff, and several major life events. She was there with me when I first moved out. You know, she was there with me when I moved out. She was then there with me through the process of getting married, and everything. She was there through the accommodations of me getting married. She was there through all of my pregnancies, and all of the losses with pregnancy. She was there with me through pretty much every single moment of health, with my health fluctuating, with my health issues, with everything. She's been there. And then she was there with me through another major move when we moved from one state to another last year. So she has been a huge part of my life. So, like, for her, she is very much, I have a very, very deep relationship with Sapphire. With our snake, I formed a relationship with her, obviously. Like, I was one of the ones that could feed her, pick her up, and it was fine, and she was very comfortable with me, and there was no issues there. But I don't know, and again, I'm not an expert on this, and maybe in the future, if I ever decide to get a pet snake again, maybe I'll change how I do things. But I never formed like a extremely close bond with her in the way that I would have, like, with one of my cats, you know? So losing her has been absolutely devastating, 100% devastating. But it's also, I think, been a little less. I think the devastation and the level of devastation is not as high as if, for example, I had lost, like, Sapphire, for example. Which, again, I hope that doesn't happen for a very, very long time, because I love Sapphire to the ends of the earth. That cat is literally she is literally my rock. She is literally my other half. She is everything, as far as an animal is concerned. So, yeah, it's just been easier to process, I think, a little bit easier with the death of my snake. I think a big part of the emotions and a big component to how I've been feeling the last couple of days has been obviously the grief of losing a pet, but also the shock. Honey was not at an age where she should have passed. We were not anticipating her passing. There was no signs that she was going to pass. There was no signs that there was anything going on with her that could have led to this. I have some ideas as to what happened and why. I'm not going to discuss them on here because it doesn't need to be discussed. However, I do have some reasons as to why this happened. So, yeah, I'm still dealing with the anger surrounding the reasons why. But I am finding that having been open about the grief from the beginning, instead of stuffing it down and not feeling it and not showing it and kind of basically ignoring it, I've allowed myself to feel that. And I think feeling all of that has really helped in where I'm at right now versus where I was at on Sunday. When we found her. So, yeah, it's definitely been a challenge. But it's also been a learning curve. Honey was a huge learning curve for me in terms of how to take care of a reptile. Up until Honey, I had never had anything other than cats and fish. And a crayfish. We had a crayfish at one point. Or, I don't know if they're called, is it crayfish? Crawfish? I don't know, but I really have I've mostly had just cats in my life. My childhood pet was a cat, and she had kittens, so we had kittens, and we had a cat and everything, and my childhood cat, Susie, was literally my lifeline. I remember when we found out she had passed, which again happened kind of in a similar way like this. We went on vacation. My family and I went on vacation. This was back in 2013, by the way. But we went on vacation and everything was fine. We had a wonderful vacation. We came home. I was excited to see Susie again. I was very much looking forward to going home to my cat and being able to hug her again. And then we literally got home and got the call that our cat had passed away. I was devastated. I can't even describe the level of devastation that I felt at that point. And I was about to turn 18. So I wasn't even 18 at the time. I was like 17, about to turn 18, because she passed in like June, July. So it was exactly around the same time as now when Honey has passed away. She passed around the same time, June, July. So, yeah. It's been hard. That was hard. But I feel like summers in general for me are fairly hard, because I've lost a lot of people throughout the summer period. Not only did I lose my childhood cat in the summer, I lost a mentor during the summer. About like a year or two ago, I lost a very, very close mentor of mine. And it happened around the summertime. I lost My father passed also during the summertime. Again, another one of those situations. I was on vacation when it happened. I was actually, the day we were returning from vacation is when that happened. And now my snake. So it's just been hard. But using my play food has been helpful. Watching a lot of videos, like child-like videos, role play videos. I've been watching a lot of Reborn role play. I've been watching a lot of cartoons, like Bluey. I've been watching a lot of toy videos, like unboxing videos of toys. I've been watching a lot of those kind of things. Fidget toy collection videos and all of that. So that has been incredibly helpful in dealing with some of this, as well as going out. My husband, for one, my mentor, one of my other mentors, the people, just generally the people that I've had in my life through this loss have been absolutely incredible. They have spoiled me like nothing else. And they have made me feel so, like, validated in my emotions. My therapist that I see and stuff like that has been amazing. She was amazing when I told her what had happened. I just had such an incredible amount of support and such an incredible community around me of people who just have come through for me when I needed them the most. Deborah, I know she watches my videos, and I can't even tell you how much of a lifeline you have been through all of this. And ever since you and I started talking, you have literally become like a sister to me. You are family to me, and I love you so much. And I hope you know how much I love you, and I hope you know how much you mean to me. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. Don't ever hesitate to I'm here. Regardless, I'm here, and I'm so excited to see you in a couple months. I'm like beyond excited, honestly, for you to meet the cats, for you to, for us to be able to go places together and have fun together and everything. I'm so excited, looking forward to those moments. But yeah, another one, Cami. I know you watch my video. I know she watches my videos. Cami, I love you too. I know you and I haven't really talked very much lately, except through text. But I definitely hope you and I can make some time to phone call again, because I love chatting with you. I have to say that I love seeing the pictures that you send of everything like that you send me. It's awesome to see. It's awesome to see the pictures that you send me of your fur babies, of the stuff that we share and stuff, and just the fact that you even check in on me means a lot and everything. So having incredible support, having distractions, doing things like the different activities that I've been doing, cuddling, sleeping. I've been getting quite a bit of sleep, changing some of my babies. So as I mentioned before, and I've mentioned this already in a vlog today, changing my baby into this Bluey, my little petunia bunny rabbit, into this Bluey dress, has made me really happy. I also had, and I think I shared this too, but this guy also has an outfit on right now that's really cute, and he's very soft and cuddly, so I've been loving having all of that stuff to cuddle with, going to the thrift stores and finding all of the cute stuff like Marie here, and just everything that has happened has really, really helped my mental health, and it's just been wonderful, because I know that I was in a very bad place. I was probably at the darkest point I have been since January. January, when we lost our daughter, was the last time that I was in this dark of a place mentally, like I was yesterday and the day before. I obviously am not healed completely. Things are not 100%. There's gonna still be obviously moments. I'm still gonna cry sometimes. I'm still gonna have moments of sadness, moments of feeling empty, because let me tell you, the house does feel just a little bit more empty now than it did. But I'm so lucky to have everything that I have. I'm so lucky to be able to have everything going right now. My room, everything that I have in my room, all of my special stuff, all of the people that I mentioned on here and people that I haven't mentioned on here. I'm so lucky to have the house that I have, to be able to have the life that I do is absolutely beyond incredible for me. Me as a teenager would never have dreamt in a million years that I'd be where I am today. I know that teenage Camellia, teenage Cami, would have been so very proud of who I've become, and where I'm at right now, because teenage Cami would not have believed for a minute that she would make it past high school. And I did not know that this is where I would end up, and that I'd have such amazing people around me. So I'm very, very blessed to be able to have an understanding of who I am, to be able to understand to be able to understand myself in the way that I do now, to be able to have learned that I'm autistic, to be able to have learned that I have differences in the way my brain works, and everything, and to be able to have answers even to my chronic illnesses, mental health issues, and have an explanation of why I am the way that I am. To be able to have found such wonderful communities on Discord, here on YouTube, in my